We take a major step to bring healthcare into the digital age, something that is absolutely vital. You got to do it. Moving from clipboards and fax machines into a new era of convenience, profitability, and speed, and frankly, better health for people. Under the leadership of Administrator Oz, we're officially launching the CMS Digital Health Tech ecosystem to give healthcare providers, insurers, and software companies the tools they need to empower Americans with a 21st century experience on health. The key breakthrough we've made is getting many of the biggest names in the healthcare and technology to agree to industry-wide standards for electronic medical records. All of those great companies that you just heard have gotten together with this group of very brilliant people. I don't know who's more brilliant, them or them. I don't know. Could be them. I hate to tell you. It could very well be them. But I don't know. I'm going to take my team. But the key breakthrough we've made is getting many of the biggest names in healthcare and technology to agree to that those standards of electronic medical records that we talk about and you've heard about for so many years, and now it's happening. This will allow patients to easily transmit information from one doctor to another, even if they're different networks and using different record-keeping systems. No matter what system they use, they're all transferable. The new standards will also make it simple for patients to access their own personal health records. I don't want to see mine, please. I don't want to see it. I don't know about you. They have all sorts of things. Sir, they can tell you exactly what your problem is going to be in 6 years. We can do it. You know, they have all these different things. I don't know if they work or not, but I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear it. If they got a problem, I don't want to know about it right now. But it is amazing what they're doing. I don't know, does it actually work? Can they do that? All right, well, then I'm glad I said I don't want to know. But thanks to this announcement, healthcare providers across the country will also finally be able to kill the clipboard. It's an expression that's used, capital, with a capital C, kill the clipboard. Instead of filling out the same tedious paperwork at every medical appointment, patients will simply be able to grant their doctors access to their records at the push of a button. Just a button and you're all set, and all the information the doctor needs will be immediately transmitted. The system will be entirely opt-in, and there will be no centralized government-run database, which everyone is always concerned about. I'm less concerned than anybody. I say whatever it is. But people are very, very concerned about the personal records. They want to keep them very quiet, and that's their choice. I think it's a great thing because it'll be absolutely quiet.
It's not government-run, guys.
Doctors and patients will always remain in control. The benefits to millions of Americans
Patriots
will be
in
enormous.
control.
We will save time, we will save money, and most importantly, we'll save lives. It's just going to make people live longer and be a lot healthier. I think that's really what you're looking to do.
My instant first reaction to this, the first thing I thought of was, let's see, was this.
The doctor will be with you in a moment.
Looking at your own file, not allowed.
Elaine, you shouldn't be reading that. Now tell me about this rash of yours.
Well, it's, you know, I noticed that someone wrote in my chart that I was difficult in January of '92, and I have to tell you, I remember that
January of
appointment
92.
exactly. You see, this nurse had asked me to put a gown on, but it was a mole on my shoulder, and actually I'd specifically worn a tank top so that I wouldn't have to put a gown on. You know, they're made of paper.
Well, that was a long time ago. How about if I just erase it? Now, about that rash.
But it was in pen. You fake erase.
All right, Miss Venice. This doesn't look too serious. You should be fine.
What are you writing? Doctor? You are not going to believe what happened to me at the doctor's office today.
Not the gown again.
Not the gown again.
No, I was looking at my chart and it said that I was difficult. Why would they write that?
They've gotten to know you.
And then the doctor writes more stuff down there and he doesn't even look at my rash.
Why don't you find a doctor that doesn't know you're difficult? Elaine, you,
It's going to be impossible.
Put on the gown.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I love these. You know, in fact, I've got one at home. It's perfect when you just want to throw something on. Hi.
With OpenAI
Alrighty. Let me just
medical
review the history
records,
before we begin.
it's going to be impossible
Oh, where
to
did
find
you
a
get my
doctor
chart?
who doesn't know
From your last
about
doctor.
your difficulties.
Standard procedure.
You know, I can tell you my whole history. Let's just...
Okay, let's take a look. Well, that doesn't look too serious. You'll be fine.
Oh, please, it's really, really itchy.
Difficult again. She's like, please, God.
Get in there, get the chart, and get out. You got it?
Yeah, no problem. Listen, let me borrow your scarf.
What?
Yeah, it's
This?
nice, yeah.
Here.
She's got a freaking rash.
Well, one chart coming up.
Okay.
It's Bennett, right?
It's Bennis, you jackass. My last name is Bennis. Yeah.
Yes, I like what you've done there.
May I help you?
Yes. I'm Dr. Van Nostrum from the clinic. I'm going to need Elaine Bennis's chart. She's a patient of mine, and I don't think she's going to make it. It's very bad, very messy.
I see. And what clinic is that again?
That's correct.
Excuse me.
From the Hoffer-Mandorf-Neer Clinic in Belgium.
Oh, really?
The Netherlands?
Where's my chart? Did you get it?
No.
What happened?
I don't know, but now they got a chart on me.
And this is what they're going to do. This is what OpenAI and the government's going to have on us is an AI chart of all of us. And they will have the power to do what they want. They'll be able to say, hey, this guy was, hey, if it's working in conjunction with Palantir, harvesting all your online data, they're going to say, in August of 2025, you posted that you think that Israel is killing a lot of children in Gaza. You think that what's going on in Gaza is a genocide. I think that what you have, your rash, I think that's fine. You can just go. You can go. You'll be fine. It'll clear up in a few days. Please, I need help. Well, please, I think it looks all right to me. All the different factions, the kind of institutions, they're all going to be conjoined as one body, as one octopus through AI. And they're going to have every piece of information on you that they want at a moment's notice. And you can't get rid of it. You're going to go to one doctor. You're going to, like they said, you're going to try and go find another doctor who doesn't know you. You're going to try and find another doctor. They're going to pull up your record and be like, well, right here it says, you said something bad about Netanyahu. I don't know if we can work with an anti-Semite. It's going to be hell, man. But I like to kind of get into the kind of background with these people and the kind of the philosophy behind them. And I've said this before, is that these people largely do not believe in God. They do not believe in religion. They actually are apolitical. They don't believe in ideology either. They don't care about any of this stuff. They only really believe in the data, what they can measure. And they don't believe in the meaning of life. They don't believe in overall meaning in general, because they don't believe in God, because they don't believe in a kind of creator or an architect of the world. They don't believe that anything has intrinsic meaning to it. So they can be the arbiters of meaning. They can create meaning. They are the people with the know-how to measure and to dissect and to change. They can change. They are like the wizards, right? And I got an interesting article by David Brooks, the beginning article. The first time that the word dataism, which I believe is their religion, is dataism. This was the first time it was really introduced into the modern lexicon, was in 2013. And you can go read this article. It's on the New York Times. In the opening paragraph says, if you ask me to describe the rising philosophy of the day, I'd say it is dataism. We now have the ability to gather huge amounts of data. This ability seems to carry with it certain cultural assumptions. Everything that can be measured should be measured. That data is transparent and reliable lens that allows us to filter out emotionalism and ideology. That data will help us do remarkable things, like foretell the future. And I actually think these people believe that. And with this tech ecosystem they're implementing, I think they're going to start to be able to say, okay, we have this so much data on you and people like you that we have an understanding about what your symptom, what you will have, what you will be, what kind of medical conditions you'll have in the future. And we will prescribe certain things for you. And maybe this person has a higher percent, they have a 90% chance of contracting cancer by the time they're 60. Well, the data shows that you only have a 40% chance of having cancer when you're 60. So this person takes precedence over you. Something like that. I mean, that's just off the top of my head, but like even something like that is like, that's a crazy thing to say. It's not about the individual and their problems and what they believe and the authority that they have over their own body and what they feel and what they think they need to have done. It's now about, what does the data show us? What does the AI tell us about you? And we could take this further, and Yuval Harari wrote a book. He is Israeli. He wrote a book in 2015 called Homo Deus, A Brief History of Tomorrow, where he says, quote, just as divine authority was legitimized by religious mythologies and human authority was legitimized by humanist ideologies, so high-tech gurus and Silicon Valley prophets are creating a universal narrative that legitimizes the authority of algorithms and big data. So right there, this guy takes from 2013, they come out with this basically a new religion, dataism, because we don't believe in the metaphysical. We don't believe in humanity. Humans are just compartment. They're just moving mechanical things. It's no different than a car. It's no different than a dog. It's just whatever. It's all just a blank slate, basically. Therefore, the only thing we can really rely on is what the data tells us about what we've measured. And from there, we can then foretell the future. He goes on to say, dataists further believe that given enough biometric data and computing power, this all-encompassing system could understand humans much better than we understand ourselves. Much better than you understand what's going on with you. Well, the data actually tells us that what you're feeling is bullshit, because this has a 99% likelihood that it's actually this and not what you're saying. So we're going to go with this. This is our new authority figure, okay? And once that happens, humans will lose their authority, and humanist practices such as democratic elections will become as obsolete as rain dances in flint knives. So the data is this all-seeing, it's the Palantir. It is the orb that allows you to see into the future, to see what's going to happen, right? The data allows this, and the AI is our God that allows us to see to foretell the future. Therefore, the human authority, the authority that was once given to God, to revelation, to the Bible, that's gone. We moved on now it's the age of humanity and man knows what's best for man. Now we're moving on from there and transitioning into, now AI knows what's best for everybody. Not man anymore. We don't even care about man. We just know AI knows what's best for the world. And I look at something like this, and we're getting to the digital health ecosystem, and there is an air of like, well, we need efficiency and to streamline this stuff. And it sounds great, but something tells me that's just not it. That's not the only reason why they're doing this. They're doing this because they want the data. They want you. They want to harvest your data. They want to harvest you. They want to be able to predict the future. They think that that's what's happening here. That is their God. That is their religion. That's why all these companies are nonstop harvesting your data when you're online. They want to know, Palantir wants to know exactly how you think, what you buy, where you visit, what places you go. And with that, they'll put it into the algorithm that will give you a percentage of possibility of you being X type of person. It really literally is Minority Report. That's what this is. And they're going to predict what kind of person you'll be in the future. Could AI predict the turn that the Beatles took in their music? They kind of moved from kind of the classical 60s era music into more of the rock and roll, into kind of the spiritual. They went and took a trip to India or wherever the hell they went. The more hippie, mystic vibe. Could AI predict that was going to happen with those people, and that their music would change the way it did later on? Could it predict that they were going to break up and go their separate ways? Could it predict that Ringo wasn't going to be as successful as, man, honestly, that one they probably could predict. I think probably a lot of people could predict that, but still, it's like, you know, there's mysteries of the world that occur on a daily basis that like, if I were to look at my life now versus 10 years ago, I don't think I would ever predict I would be in the position I'm in. And I don't know how AI would be able to predict that either. So I don't really know how AI was going to be able to predict these things, but they believe in the data, and they believe that it's going to foretell their future. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like it's getting really scary out there. And the more we give over to this stuff, the more our individual rights go away, and the more that the expert class will tell us. I mean, point blank. The more the expert class will tell us. That's all I have to say. The more somebody else will tell you that they know more than you. They know more about your health. They know more about your body. They know more about you. And because they can predict it, they can put it into this system and they can predict it. You really are you're just a key on a piano. And we can predict what the sound is going to be over and over and over again. Somebody needs to like tear it down, right? Just tear down the whole freaking thing.